Good evening, Blues. Stephen here, back with another video on Friday evening or Friday morning or lunchtime, whatever time we're watching. Hope you are well. City play Sunderland tomorrow in the Premier League. By the way, I've not seen any of the FIFA World Cup stuff draw. I've been so busy with family stuff all day. I'm just reading about it online. Was it really as bad as everyone says? I think it probably was, wasn't it? Infantino, like honestly, I don't wish bad things to people ever, but I don't wish nice things to him, put it that way. Like, Infantino, what are we doing anyway? A slight aside there. Yeah, this is City's second newly promoted team in 3 games. Of course, we had Leeds a couple of games ago. That was a mental game 3-2. Then we followed that with a mental game 5-4 against another team down below. And it was, it's been a weird week or so. And this is a chance, hopefully, to get a nice, comfy win. It won't be easy because Sunderland are a really good side. And I don't actually know loads about Sunderland, but I've been trying to keep up with them a little bit, and read about them, their form and all that kind of stuff. And I'll go to a couple of articles and be transparent with my lack of knowledge on Sunderland. A mate of mine is actually a Sunderland fan, and I'm going to go to the game with him tomorrow. Cheers, Michael, if you're watching. He helped me put up a mirror in my house, a very heavy one. So I said I'd try and get tickets to go with him. And we got it, so we're going to the game tomorrow. So he's been really impressed with the start, though, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, either way, oh yeah, God, yeah, G over the showdown, exactly. Remember that goal against them? But yeah, I'm hoping that tomorrow is a reasonably comfortable game. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But Sunderland are a very aggressive side, apparently. They're doing really well. 6th in the Premier League right now. A side that many probably thought would struggle when they came up, but no, they're doing excellently. So there's no guarantee that this goes well tomorrow at all. I think the main thing for me when I think about the overall feeling of this game is that I want City to assert themselves again and no second half collapses. That is the title of this video. Just none of this nonsense. Keep the ball, maintain possession. If we play well in the first half and get comfortable, do what you can with it to maintain it. Like, that has to be the aim of this game. Of course, it might be inverse. You might have a stinker of a first half and an incredible second half. Who knows how it'll go? But we will see. As always, let's start with the press conference. It's the best place to start. Guardiola said about the Fulham game, it's forgotten. Learn. A good learning lesson, hopefully, but it's forgotten. About Sunderland, he said they deserve to be where they are after 40 fixtures this Premier League against his opponents to be in a position. They deserve it. Absolutely right. 14 games is an awful lot of games at the end of the day on merit. He's right to forget the Fulham game as well. You learn, but you crack on and move on. There's no point thinking about it. And that's how I felt. I've had so much going on personally as well. Like, you just crack on, don't you? He said, I don't have enough words to express what I've lived at City. Mainly good moments, but bad moments as well. The incredible people I've met here, it's been an exceptional journey. It's been top. I guess he was asked about his experience here. I think Guardiola's a changed man for living in Manchester with the City fans. I think he loves it. I think this is very much an adopted home for him. And I think Guardiola's quite, he's quite a, I don't know, a spunky person. I think he's quite... a bit droll as well, a bit dry, and I think he suits the Mancunian lifestyle. He's quite a cynical person. I think Mancs are smart, but we're quite droll. We've got a wicked sense of humour. I think Guardiola likes it, and we also respect people. We let them, keep themselves to themselves. I think Guardiola likes it, and I think he's had a great time in Manchester. He was asked about conceding lots of goals. Of course, I don't like it. But at the same time, we're a team who scored the most, and we have to build from that. He's right, and that is the other side to it. As much as our defence is absolutely shite, if our defence just gets like 30% better, all of a sudden, we are a deadly team because our goal scoring is fantastic, and that's the thing, is like, it's always easy to focus on the negatives, but we are second in the league right now, and our defence is atrocious. So imagine if we just tighten up a little bit. Who knows after that? He was asked about Aït-Nouri. Apparently he laughed at this question, according to the quotes here. He said he played at the Club World Cup and was really good. Played the first game against Wolves, second against Spurs, and after that he was injured. And after came Nico Ryan, he's performed really well. This is the reason, no more than that. We're pleased with Ryan, and I know he's going to help. He came for a long time. He knows the Premier League, can play outside and inside, can play in different positions, but now Nico's playing good, and that's the reason why. I mean, it's simple as that, unfortunately. It's just really bad timing for Aït-Nouri to get that injury while Nico Ryan has a breakout season, So I think he will at some point. Guardiola's right. He's here for a long time. He'll find his role. Nico Ryan will end up moving around somewhere, and he'll find a different role, Aït-Nouri. If he's talented enough, he'll make it. I'm not worried about him at all. He was asked about if Nico needs a rest, actually. He said he's young. He's not Bernardo or maybe the other players that are already grandfathers. He's so young. He recovers well, and we'll see. You're so close, Guardiola. You got to say unk. They're uncles, mate. They're uncles, not quite grandfathers. But I like that Guardiola's calling him. He's mocking him for their age as well, adorably. He was asked about Rodri. Look at that face. He said he's getting better. If you're happy with my answer, he's getting better. I don't know how long, but at a stage but he's at the stage that in a few years he'll be ready. I mean, he's obviously just trolling there. Like, yeah, weird one. But I mean, I'm obviously it's not literally. It won't be a few years, but it might be a year or two before he's back to his best. Crying out loud, you know. But obviously he's going to be involved before the turn of the year. But I'm not convinced it'll be any time. Who knows? I think they think he's nearly ready, but every day it's like, not yet. And he keeps saying, I'm close. But there's not much you can do about it. He talked up the entertainment of the game against Fulham. He said, I'm running a lot. He said, it's not good. When you play better, you run less. We have to run a lot, but they have good spirit, and this is a good point, because what happened last season, we could run, but we didn't run. The level was not good all the time. He's right. This season, we are actually running more than pretty much anyone. I think we're running more than anyone else in the league, which is a massive change compared to where we were previously. And I do actually think that's probably affected us a little bit. Like, we're running substantially more than everyone else, and I actually think what was perceived as laziness, for example, in the Fulham game where Bernardo and Foden didn't get out, is I think the players are just a bit shattered, because Guardiola raised a good point that in the Fulham game all the players were actually in the box. They got back really well, but no one had the foresight to actually, stay on the edge of the box and block the shots. They're so desperate to get back that they ran so far, where someone actually has to drop back a little bit deeper. And I think that's not quite as egregious as a mistake as the people just don't try full stop. They all ran, just didn't run smartly, and that's the issue there with you have to think. But as I said, we are running a lot right now, and I think these players are just tired as well. He was asked about Enzo Maresca for some reason. Don't know why, I don't really care. He's asked about England, the World Cup. He said he'd like England to win, which is nice. Yeah, so that was adorable. Phil Foden voted City's Player of the Month. Andy Burnham, the Manchester Mayor, there saying I fear for the future of football. That was in response, I think, to the World Cup draw. I mean, I've not had a chance to watch it, I said, but I did. I googled it and I saw what was happening. And I saw, it's just a fucking Trump. Arse-looking session, wasn't it? Apparently, great stuff. What a weird time to be a football fan these days. Let's look at Sunderland a little bit and where they're at right now. This article, I was reading an article. Where's it gone? So this was good. This is from my mate Umir, actually. Umir, you're watching, mate, which I don't think you are, but if you are, thank you so much for this. So I was reading about how they actually play. So they tend to begin aggressively, apparently. They press high in the man-to-man, and they're very good at it. So it's one of those things where against Chelsea, the man-to-man high press forced their host back. Which, look how aggressive they are in terms of the high press. They're very good at doing that. With most, as you said, with the Premier League, the speed of the Premier League, it's brave to do that after promotion, but they're doing it really well. They can get bypassed. They take a zonal shape back to a 4-4-2 when they get bypassed, but they've got a really good goalkeeper, actually. Robin Rose is presenting more goals than any other goalkeeper in the league this season, so that's really good. He's doing really well in terms of his expected goals against and so on. And the centre-backs have been really good for them, apparently. So he said in possession, Reggie Lebris, mostly the oppositional style of play, meaning he wants the team to occupy certain zones of the pitch. Sunderland often built from the back, using the quality of the defensive midfielders to get them on the pitch. Obviously, they've got Granit Xhaka and Noah Siddiqui. They show, as you can see there, the ball from the centre-backs, and they're good at that. And they are good at breaking teams down from possession because they've got smart players. So Xhaka I really like Xhaka. I think he's a quality player, actually. I know he was a bit unreliable occasionally, but I think he's... he's a really, really, really smart player. It's worth mentioning that centre-back Omar Alderti, played for Taffy last season. He was the most incisive passing compared to central defenders with more than 15 games played. He ranked first percentage recoveries. I think he's helped Sunderland because he's very front-footed. So there we go. So essentially, they're a really smart team. And they like to cross an awful lot. They're good at crossing, apparently. So there we go. So there you go. That's a little bit of news about Sunderland there. And I'll show you the results and how it's panned out for them while they're in sixth. They drew against Liverpool the other day. Of course, the goal came from Talby. Don't know much about the fella. But I know, obviously, Brian Brobby scored a few recently. Enzo Lafise, a really talented player. That's the centre back there, Aldereti from Getafe. Talby scored. It was a good goal, I think, wasn't it? Then Roofs as well, and goal was a good player. I don't know a lot about Sunderland. I've got no shame admitting that, but I know they are doing really well. So fair play. Before that, they did beat Bournemouth 3-2, which is really impressive. Enzo Lafise, Bertrand Traore, of course, played most of us know. Brian Brobby, he's scoring a lot of goals right now. Brobby, great name, Brian Brobby. As you see there, it's a classic. 4-2-3-1, nothing overly complicated. And I think based off what I've read about how they played, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be at Manchester City. For that as well, they did lose to Fulham, but they drew 2-2 against Arsenal, which is really impressive again. Robbie scored in that. Dan Ballard as well scored as well. Northern Ireland International, they're a good side, man. They're a good side, and they know what they do well. Usually teams that do well when they come up are sides that they trust their instincts, and they do the simple things, the hard things well, and they do simply, which is obviously always very useful to do. I'll go to our predicted lineup. Let me just look back at the Fulham game, which is you can always look back to look forward, which is always a useful measure of what we were doing. In that game, of course, Phil Foden was excellent. Haaland, Doku, the forward players, Nico Bernardo, Tizana Reinders, Nico O'Reilly with a 5.4 there. The stats didn't do good at all, did they? Vardiel, Diaz, Nunes, and Donnarumma. When you look at that, I can't see many changes. I don't think Guardiola's really talked about. As I think Guardiola's talked a lot about what. In terms of fitness, I think everyone's basically available, aren't they, really? So I think in terms of the actual team, Donnarumma is going to start, obviously. O'Reilly is going to start. I don't see a change with Vardiel and Diaz. You could do, but I don't think so. I think Nunes will start again. Nico Gonzalez, he's almost certainly going to start. I think Reinders will start again. Obviously, he scored the other day. I think Shirky's going to start this one. I'm going to say Reinders. Bernardo sits us one out. I think Doku, I think Shirky starts it because I think Guardiola appreciated this, Shirky's cameo the other day. So I think we're going back to this again. I think we are, personally. I think Reinders gets a nod over Bernardo for this game at home. I might be wrong there, but I think he does. I think Bernardo sits us one out. I think it was going to be something like this. I think Shirky gets a nod because I think his cameo was excellent the other day when he came on. He really helped City slow things down a little bit, which was massively needed, you know. We did need it against Sunderland. Against Fulham towards the end, and we just about held on. So I think they, I think that's a good idea to start him. I am Guardiola in the chat said if Arsenal win the game, Villa game, put us under massive pressure. I don't think it was, mate. I don't think we'll be under massive pressure. I don't think anyone's expecting City to win the league this season. I don't think City players will feel pressure because they'll expect Arsenal to win it, and I don't think they're looking at Arsenal in that way either, if you know what I mean. I think they're too busy. For the way I feel right now is I'm not really focusing on Arsenal. I'm focusing on City, if that makes sense. I think what will be, and I'm not expecting Arsenal not to beat. You know, I'm expecting them to beat Villa, so I'm not expecting massive pressure because it's very early on in the season still. They are in good form. That's the only thing. You're right. Is it Villa Park or the Emirates? I don't actually know, but yeah, I don't think they are worried about Arsenal. I think they're preoccupied with their own issues. I agree. It's do I really believe that? Absolutely, I really believe that. I think they're too busy focusing on the performance against Fulham and least think about Arsenal. Because I don't think those players are thinking, "Oh, we're going to win the league here." I think they're thinking, "We probably won't unless we sort ourselves out." They're not going to be thinking, "Oh, we're about to win the league here. We're flying." I just don't believe that. Do you really think any of them thinking that? They'll obviously have half an eye on it, but I don't think they're looking at Arsenal. Obviously, they want to win and feel like they maybe can do, but I just don't really feel like they'll be looking at Arsenal going, right, we're doing our bit, because we're not doing our bit. Let's be honest. We're there points-wise, performance-wise. We got a lot more to correct before we even worry about Arsenal. Villa Park is great news. Villa Park, yeah, you never know. Look, more mentally, there's no denying. Let's go back to the actual the table. If Villa do something and City win, we'll be. Say Villa beat them somehow and City win, we'd be on 2 points behind them, you know, despite everything. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but, you know, it's interesting, isn't it? So, people talking about Marmoush, by the way, and yeah, I saw some people sharing a conspiracy that maybe the reason Guardiola's not playing Marmoush because of the AFCON. He doesn't really want to settle him into the side right now because, you know, he wants to go early and all that kind of stuff, and he doesn't really trust him to be around. And yeah, I mean, I think I prefer Kusanov over Nunes too, by the way, but Guardiola right now he just prefer Nunes. So yeah, you get to match week 25 round, then I agree. You get around to, you know, February, March, and that's when you start to really think about, you know, what could happen. And I'm not expecting to see it win the league, but I think we could do. If we win 5 points around February, then absolutely we'll see. I don't really know. Semenya would be a good sign. You know, I'm not bothered about it being January. I think Rodrigo's a better player than people pretend he is as well. I know he's not in great form as well right now, but yeah, I think he's a good player too. I like Rodrigo, but I'm relaxed. We will see on that one. I'm going to think City will win this. I do think we'll win it. I think City will be an interesting team for Sunderland to play against. I'm going to say that we're going to win 3-1. I've found 3-1 a lot recently. We're going to concede, obviously. We're going to concede. Brian Robbie will score. I just feel like we're going to win. I do think we are going to rectify some mistakes. I hope at some point we see, Kusanov on the pitch and Shirky on the pitch. I don't know how we'll go, but I think even though the team will look the same, there'll be sort of tweaks to how we play in the second half, I reckon. I think he will try a few different things, and hopefully we've got enough to get something. I am at the game tomorrow, so I'll be watch long, unfortunately, and I'll be back. Times finish 5. I'll be doing my video around 7 or something like that. After I get home annoyingly at bedtime, so I think I might. And we'll see with the kids. But I'll see you tomorrow either way. Let me know your predictions in the chat, in the comment below. It's massively appreciated. Thanks for watching. Up the Blues. Fuck the Mackhams. I got nothing against Sunderland actually, but for now, subscribe. Bye bye. Have a great evening.